Every man was straight and clean, boss a blank. You not turn like a meal, boss a blank. From the voice and see the face, you know it's I to representing the Brite Lite promotion. The whole globe has a Brite Lite. Now what's a Brite Lite? We don't mean the dead house. We mean Brite Lite promotion to globalize the music across the globe. Every man was straight and clean, boss a blank. Don't like a meal, boss a blank. It's a hit time.
Brite Lite Promotions, Joe C. Rock Madden, special guest in the house tonight, one half of Matterhorn Movements. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, it's Johnny Sick Mental Killer, the Flatbush Villa, you know, in the building.
Okay. I said the name Matterhorn Movements.
Yeah.
A lot of people would be aware of the name. I'm saying arguably the most popular sound system in the world. You are one half of the sound system, the man behind the machine. We're gonna sit down and introduce the fans to you right now. Let the fans know what Johnny Killer is doing right now behind the scenes. What do you add to the Matterhorn Movement? Once again, the man, Johnny Killer, Matterhorn Movements. Let's go from the top.
Yeah, it's good.
I remember you as a selector in New York. As a youth, pushing your own sound,
right.
Black Steel 4x4.
Yeah.
When did you actually start playing sound, cutting dubs, selecting sound system?
Well, the year I can't really remember, but I know I was probably in 7th grade, 7th or 8th grade. Yeah, I used to go to Superpower all the time, and I met Polyfamous, the artist Polyfamous. He used to work in Superpower, and he asked me what was the name of my sound, and I didn't have a name. And he was like, bring $20 the next time I come and have the name of my sound. So I just thought of a name, and I came up with Black Steel, and I gave him the $20, and he gave me my first dub plate, and I was probably in like 7th grade or something like that. You know, and it had
Okay.
Richie Tech, Scarface, you know, that was my first dub plate.
Biltmore artists, and I'm saying if you're a fan of the Biltmore era, you would know that those names. Polyfamous, Richie Tech, like you say, Major Son was another artist back in those days.
Yeah.
Superpower Records, Church Avenue, Original Record Store. Okay, so you started out as a young youth meeting artists at the record store, which means you was actively at the record store, picking up 45s, doing your thing.
Yeah. My hobby was skateboarding at the time, so I would just skateboard to the record shop. Any record shop I could make it to, you know.
Okay. I was familiar with Black Steel 4x4 in the Biltmore era, but we was doing hooky parties back then. We was younger. We was doing all the underground parties. Right. Shout out to Megatone, Psycho, Tip, Eternity, the whole UK crew, Eternity, Sungi.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all the sounds that were there back in the day. King Champion,
Short Man.
Short Man.
This is underground Biltmore era time we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, but at that point in time, you was a young selector.
Yeah.
You building your own sound. What were some of the sounds in New York that you were looking up to at that point in time?
Well, at that point, you know, going into the record stores, you see every flyer from and every event going on. So what I would do is just pick up all these flyers, take them home, and put them on my wall. So basically, I idolized every sound in New York City. Whether it would be Super Strong with Steely, Bashman, and it could be anybody, like Turbo, Force, Stereo 5 from Parkside. There was so many sounds everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I was like heavily influenced by local sounds, big sounds, whatever.
This is real Brooklyn history right now, because we're talking to somebody that lived through that Biltmore era that people idolize right now. Along with myself, we were in those events, those dances and stuff like that. Okay, you became a part once again of one of the biggest sound systems in the world, Matterhorn Movements. At that point in time, when you were playing Black Steel 4x4, what was Matterhorn doing in New York at that point in time?
Well, when my sound started catching heat, like, you know, started playing in like clubs out of the basements and the house parties into little clubs and stuff. Matterhorn wasn't even around yet. He wasn't there yet. It was just, you know, the other sounds, Spectrum, Stereosonic, Earth Ruler, LP, what's the name of the sound? Soul Supreme.
Soul Supreme. Yeah.
Thunderbolt. You know, you had so many sounds, but yeah, Matterhorn wasn't around yet.
Okay.
When I started to bubble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Black Steel 4x4, playing in Biltmore.
Right.
You playing alongside some of those sounds that you mentioned.
Yeah.
At that point in time, I would say Matterhorn was
He was probably like upstate or in Florida somewhere at that time.
Okay.
He was in his transition into New York because it wasn't so long after that he ended up on Addies. Maybe like the next year or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the point in time that Matterhorn became a part of King Addies, you were still on Black Steel 4x4.
Definitely.
But in New York at that point in time,
Yeah.
what were you seeing as a young selector?
Well, I was really hands-on with it because, like I said, I skateboard, right? So I would skate to Biltmore because I live right there on Parkside. And I'm sorry, not Parkside, Hawthorne and Bedford. So I would just walk down the block, you know what I'm saying, and watch the sound string up. I'd be there from early, you know? I was one of the youths that would stand right in front of the sound all night, you know, basically just watching.
Okay.
That was me. So, you know, that's what I seen. I just seen sound stringing up, you know, I just seen everything.
Okay. We're going to move a little bit forward. Matterhorn became one of the bigger characters in the sound clash scene in New York.
Right.
He definitely made an impact when he went on to King Addies. Right. When did you establish a relationship with Tony Matterhorn?
Not too long after he came on Addies because my sound was really going on with things in Brooklyn. So, you know, if you at the top of your game, you're going to see everybody else at, you know.
At that point in time, you're being humble. At that point in time, Black Steel 4x4, Megatone, once again, you guys, even though you were younger sounds, you were actually playing in Biltmore alongside King Addies.
In high school, you know what I'm saying?
In high school?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that like, being a young selector? You're in high school, and you're playing alongside King Addies, the world power at that
like
time.
The most popular thing ever. Like, you know, I was a star in high school, basically. I went to a lot of night schools, and like, you know, everybody knew me. That's basically what it was. You know, girls, dudes, whatever.
Okay. When did you actually establish a personal relationship with Tony Matterhorn?
We just linked off of just the music, obviously, first, because, you know, I'm in a party and he's in the party or whatever. All right, Culture Club, BEC, when we used to have the after school, the Friday stuff, he used to come in there and MC while I would play and stuff like that. So basically, that's how come we got the first initial, like, you know, chemistry.
Okay, so you're telling me at this point in time, Tony Matterhorn was playing King Addies, but he would come to the hooky jams, the high school parties, and MC alongside you guys.
Because we were the hype sound, and we had all the girls, you know, from every school, and, you know, we had everybody in one place. So he was there too. Okay. Like any other big selector, they were all there. But, you know, Matterhorn, he wasn't ashamed to just come and, you know.
Okay. He was in amongst what was popping at the time.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Fast forward a couple years later, he decided to leave King Addies. He went out on his own. When did the actual connection between you and Tony Matterhorn came that you decided you were going to join him on Matterhorn movements?
Well, it just happened, you know, like cards just fell into place. So basically, after my time on Black Steel, which was like about like 97, something like that, I kind of, you know, eased away. I started hanging around Steely Bashman. I gotta give all props to Steely, because Steely showed me that you know, sound thing, you could make money. I was just doing it for fun.
History Dance coming this weekend. Big up Steely Bashman.
Yeah, big up Steely Bashman. Yeah, I just did it for fun, and try to get money to buy more dub plates. That's what it was about. Like, so I started hanging out with Steely. He took me to my first dance on a Tuesday night, and I was just like astonished, like, wow, this is Ram dance on a Tuesday night. Like, I didn't really know what was going on. So at this time, I never really met like Afri Crew. I never really met Twitch or Jaga B. These guys are like, so I'm looking at them like, you know, the big man. Like, so I'm like, oh, okay. So this is when Steely started to work with Afrik. So I would just be around him all the time, putting back records or, you know, mixing early warm and stuff like that till I ended up getting a job on Afrik.
Okay, so you actually had a apprentice role with Afrik for a point in time. Okay. Again, the question that I posed to you was, when did you establish a relationship with Tony Matterhorn? So we at the point where you are playing Afrik as an apprentice.
Right.
Let's fast forward. You and Tony.
Okay. So basically, I got fired. Right? He got fired the next week, and we're both looking at each other like, you know, what's going on? What are you doing? So that's basically how that happened.
Okay.
But we already had a relationship because I was playing the Afrik. I would see him all the time.
Okay.
I'd be by the house and stuff like that. You know, we were good friends.
Okay.
We were good friends because he would come on my house and know my mother.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So we were cool.
Okay.
I was like everybody's little brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
He left King Addies,
Right.
you left Afrik. Are you saying the initial planning of mentally ill movements, Tony Matterhorn movements, you were involved from the very start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I kept on asking him what was he going to do, and he just didn't know. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start talking about Tony Matterhorn movements, the early days, I should say. He left New York for a brief period. He went to Jamaica. At that point in time, you took a hiatus from the music?
No.
Okay. At that point in time, what were you doing? Were you
Juggling.
in con?
I was just juggling.
Okay.
I was playing everywhere. I'd play by myself, or I would still play with Afrik. I was working with Superflex for like a long time. I was just, you know, making money.
Okay. Doing what you have to do.
Yeah, basically. So while he was
Matterhorn.
going, I would just venture off and do whatever. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Matterhorn made an impact when he returned to New York.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's well documented. Dances with Gyro.
Right.
A bunch of other dances. We're gonna go over that now.
Okay.
But his return to New York, did that return to New York spark the connection between you and Matterhorn again, or was that connection always there?
Which time are you talking about? The first time, when he first initially
When
started?
he first initially came back to New York as Tony Matterhorn.
When he went to Florida and then went to Jamaica.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really think I was even part of the plan, to tell you the truth. Because I was just like the little brother, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They never really listened to me or nothing. It was like, yeah, I'm the apprentice or whatever. But I was telling him, yeah, you should do your own thing, but he wasn't really, you know. So he just came back and he had a handful of dub plates, and I was hearing the tapes and stuff. So basically, he just called me to go to a dance. That was it. Yo, come. You going to the dance tonight? And that was it. He never really said, yo, we're going to start a sound together. It just never happened like that. It just happened from us, you know.
A mutual relationship.
Just me being like
you
his
playing
little brother.
together.
You know what I'm saying? He knows my skill, and we got chemistry from years ago.
Okay,
you know?
so what was the first dance that Matterhorn played where he was on the flyer, it said Versus, and you was a part of that team that night?
That would have to be, I'm not sure if it was either My High Temple in Florida or the dance in Q Club. I can't remember which dance came first.
Which were the sounds you guys was playing against that night?
The dance in My High Temple in Florida, that was with Stone Love. And him and Billy Slaughter had something at that time because it stemmed off of Fully Loaded, so it kind of like...
Okay, so you selected that dance that night. You went to Florida.
Yeah.
You selected alongside Matterhorn. And you guys went up against Stone Love.
Yeah.
That was your first experience clashing with Tony Matterhorn. It broke out into a clash.
Yeah.
That was your first time?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened that night?
No, sorry, that's not the first. That's the second. It had to be the second.
Okay. The first was
one.
Queens.
The first one was Queens, because
Okay.
on the cassette I could remember him saying, "Oh, you know, like I must have played the wrong song or something." Like, well, actually, he told me. I'm gonna just set this for the record straight. I didn't make any mistake. He told me to play a song, and I played the song. But basically, he just told me to play the wrong song.
Okay.
So that's what it is. I didn't make a mistake. You know what I'm saying?
And
So,
that first dance in Queens
that was
was
the first dance.
Matterhorn alongside.
Ricky Trooper and Adonai.
Okay.
Yes.
And this was built as a juggling dance, but
Yeah.
it broke out into a war.
No, the rumors of war. There was rumors of war all around this dance, building up to it.
Okay. And when you say Ricky Trooper, you're not. It's actually Kilimanjaro.
Right. So we talking about Jaro, but we didn't go after Kilimanjaro that night because you can't go after Jaro with a handful of dub plates.
Okay.
So go kill
Okay.
Ricky Trooper, which made all
But
sense.
it's a legendary dance. A
Yeah.
lot of classic freaks will remember that dance. Okay, moving forward, you guys went to Florida, Maya Temple
Yeah.
with Stone Love.
Yeah.
Matterhorn, Billy Slaughter had a rivalry at that time. What happened that night?
The Brookout selection. If anyone remembers Matterhorn's Brookout selection at that time, when he started to DJ Tony Matterhorn, you know, like it. That's it. Yeah. So Stone Love,
Stone Love.
they kind of got like, you know, the bad end of the stick that night. Well,
Okay.
actually, Billy Slaughter. Yeah.
Okay, so this is in the early stages of the sound Matterhorn movements. Tony Matterhorn going out solo with you as a selector. But it was still juggling dates,
Yeah.
and clashes was breaking out in between the juggling.
Right.
What was the first actual built dance as a clash for Matterhorn movements?
It had to be World Clash. World Clash 99?
Okay,
Yeah.
World Clash 99.
Yeah.
Tell us about your first experience, because again, you're a young selector. You're playing in big dances now because of your relationship with Tony Matterhorn,
Right.
and the way you guys work together. But you still was not officially booked for a clash. So this first World Clash, tell us about that experience.
Nerve-wracking. Because I played in clashes before. I mean, with my little sound, and, you know, and built more, but
This is the international
totally
stage.
different. Yeah, I mean,
What was the lineup for that clash, if you remember?
well, it was supposed to be Bass Odyssey, Kilimanjaro, and Mighty Crown, but Bass Odyssey never showed up.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, the dance was like the rammest I ever seen a dance before. I could have swore I seen people standing on top of people. Like, it was
Okay.
crazy.
So your first actual clash was Matterhorn, Jaro, Mighty Crown.
Yeah.
Did you guys win that dance? Did you lose that dance? What happened that night?
Well, we dropped out in the third round, I believe. Yeah, third round.
Okay.
We did pretty well in the first 1.5 round. We did pretty well in the first 2 rounds.
Again,
Yeah.
at this point in time, Matterhorn movements was basically
Very fresh.
how many years old?
About a year and a half.
Okay. You
Yeah.
guys were basically moving off of the hype of Tony Matterhorn, the MC.
Yeah.
The
He
tunes
was
wasn't
not
there
ready for
yet.
World Clash. It was just the hype brought him to World Clash.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Did you guys sit down and talk about it after the fact and realize that you had to do something different? What happened after losing that initial dance?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you feel the kick, you know, and you sit down and you reevaluate everything that you're doing. Because at that time, basically, his whole aim was just like new songs, to get new songs across. And you know, yo, we don't need no old tune. That was an old style of clashing. Because up to that point, people wasn't using too much old tunes in clashes at that time. The World Clash kind of brought that whole theme back. So yeah, you had to,
at that point in time,
yeah.
the thing with sound systems was having the most up-to-date tunes. It really, you know, it's good to have the foundation. It's always good for the end of the night. But the majority of the sounds at that point in time wanted to have what was fresh.
Yeah,
the newest songs.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys lost the World Clash.
Right.
You regroup after that. What was the next move for the sound system?
Well, basically, the dates, we were just playing everywhere.
Matterhorn was extremely popular at that time.
Super.
I recall that time period, Matterhorn being one of the most active sounds.
Yeah.
What was your next clash? We're not going to talk about Juggling because we know it was 1,000,001 dates. What was the next clash for you and Tony as a team?
Yeah, there were so many clashes for me to actually, I'd have to sit down and write it down and actually, I can't remember.
Let's talk about the major ones. Tony Matterhorn coming back to New York was always a big thing because at that point in time he was based in Jamaica.
Right.
He would come to New York every couple months. What was the big clashes in New York that you guys had? What was the first big clash you had in New York after that World Clash?
Versus Firelinks. The one versus Firelinks inside of...
in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay. At that point in time, Lynx had recently left Bodyguard. He was also a hot commodity on the scene.
Right.
Repping Capleton hard. I remember those days.
Capleton's puppy, they said. Big up Firelinks.
I would say that's the dance that I believe bust you as a selector. What happened in that dance, one-on-one, Tony Matterhorn versus Firelinks?
Well, basically, the fire was lit under Tony because he had kind of took a beating in that.
In the World Clash?
No, in the Q Club dance.
Oh yes, yeah. I forgot about that.
You could go back to that one.
Okay, did you play that Q Club dance?
I definitely played it.
Okay.
You see, like going towards,
yes,
like,
I remember.
Yeah, so leading up to that dance, it was like I was telling him, I'm like, yo, Tony, I'm hearing that Firelinks is supposed to be coming to kill you, and he's like, don't worry about that, man. Nah, I got ray. And I'm like, yo, Tony, son, I'm hearing like, yo, this nigga's cutting tune and da-da-da. And nah, I got did that, man. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, all right. So we go to the dance and, juggling, everything nice. But the war is in the air. You can feel it. It's just, you walk through the door, it seems like, when everybody's talking about you and you walk through the room and you could sense that, that's basically what was going on. So I'm like, it's set up. Yeah, so he took a wicked beating that night from him. I don't know where it came from. Yeah. So he wasn't prepared for it. So basically this was like the major vengeance for him. So I never seen him prepared for like anything like this before.
At that point in time with the Q Club dance, I would say Matterhorn, he was the first to really break out and leave a established sound system and establish himself.
Firelinks was just following in
Firelinks was following. But Firelinks had that heat under him.
Did
so
it in a way where it was like, it's undeniable. No, it was a smart move,
Yes.
Because obviously, look where
the backbite, the backbite.
That was the bad part that I didn't like, but it was a business move, I guess.
Okay, so after that dance, you guys established that you were going to play one-on-one.
Yeah.
A clash, established clash. Warehouse.
Yeah.
I can't remember the year, but I remember the dance. I was at the dance. This is your first clash that you're actually preparing for a one-on-one. What was that process like? Did Matterhorn actually include you in the process of building the tunes, building the juggling, getting it together for that dance?
Not necessarily, because you see, at this time, I'm still like, I wasn't like really fully into it like how I am now.
Okay.
I was just basically like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because Tony's Tony. So, it was just whatever it was at the time. So basically, he would do his
As
thing.
a fan of Sound Clash in New York, I would say your strength at that point in time was you could actually mix.
Right.
So you have a catalog of tunes in front of you that your same Matterhorn is putting together, but he has the confidence that you could mix the tunes. So fast forward to the night of the dance.
Right.
Matterhorn versus Firelinks. You're selecting for Matterhorn.
No, actually, I was selecting, but I was not mixing.
Okay.
He basically put me on the bench. That's what happened. Because he had this fire under him for Firelinks. Like, all right, Firelinks came by himself.
Yes.
So he didn't want to make it seem unfair for him.
Okay.
So he said, yo, or just, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever. So basically, I was just like, all right, play this, play this, play that, play that, play this.
But there was a point in that dance that you became involved.
That's because I was doing this, play that, play this. And he seen that. he was like, oh, Johnny Killer, I help you. And rare. So, you know what I mean? Oh, what's the wall? That's how you lean it towards me. Because, you know what I mean?
Now, in the New York sound system scene, that was the night where people recognized Johnny Killer alongside Matterhorn.
Right.
You standing as a selector alongside Matterhorn because Lynx called you out in that dance.
Right.
You actually had to defend yourself against Lynx.
Right.
A brief one-on-one.
Yeah.
What was that like? Lynx at that point in time, you know he's on a certain level and he's looking at you in the dance on the stage challenging you.
Well, I was kind of like, is this really happening at the moment? Because I was like standing behind the stage and I'm like, yo, why is he going so hard? You're like, you know, you're just talking about my eyes are red and one bag of something he talking. I'm like, yo, why is he
red in your eye?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, he's going real hard right now. I'm like, so he's like, yo, he's talking about, yo, come make Johnny defend himself, and then he says, yo, make sure the tune that you play has your name in it and one bag of something. So I'm like, yo, what the?
Okay.
I'm like, yo, this is easy.
As a fan standing in the crowd, Lynx was actually losing the dance so badly that was one of his strategies, to actually attack you and take Matterhorn out of the picture.
Right.
You played the tune, he played the tune, you won the tune. It didn't work.
Right. It didn't
work.
So
from that night, Johnny Killer was established in New York as a selector alongside Matterhorn. What was the next dance you guys played together?
But a string of
as a
juggling
clash?
dances?
No.
It must have been
clash.
like
You're talking clash.
I'm not sure, but it must have been Bass Odyssey.
Okay. Bass Odyssey, Matterhorn in the warehouse again in New York.
Yeah.
You and Matterhorn against Squingy and DJ Mark.
Yeah. I don't think it was DJ Mark. I think it was DJ Dwayne.
Dwayne and Squingy? Okay.
Yeah. It was Dwayne and Squingy, yeah.
One-on-one Bass Odyssey, Matterhorn. I remember leading into the dance, a lot of people didn't give Matterhorn the chance.
Right.
Bass Odyssey was established.
Yeah.
Matterhorn was still building.
Right.
Again, you're playing alongside him that night. What happened in that dance?
Well, preparation for that dance was different. I was like more involved with that one. But we didn't do too much preparation, you know. His thing is, he just basically cuts the tune in Jamaica and then, you know, played them for me. And, all right, this is what it is, and this is a strategy. Beat out some of their tunes. You know, it was kind of simple, but it worked, you know. He doesn't have too much strategy. Like, Matterhorn doesn't sit there and really think, like, of anything.
He's not studying the other sound.
No, he'll cut up one song or two songs, but he's not really sitting there like on, you know, with a game plan for you.
Okay. One-on-one Bass Odyssey, Matterhorn. I remember you guys winning the dance, but I remember Matterhorn establishing in that dance that you guys had foundation. Was that a concerted effort at that point in time between you and him that you wanted to build bigger tunes for the box?
Oh, definitely.
Move past the juggling?
Definitely, because I told him I don't like to lose. I can't take beating from these people. You know what I'm saying? I would hear him say, yo, you don't business if he loses and this, that, and the third play. But I'm like, yo, I can't deal with that because I still be walking in the streets and they like, you know what I'm saying? I still got to see these people and you be going everywhere. So I got to win. Like, we got to do something, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy Emmanuel I Selassie I Rastafari. King Emmanuel saying our free water we 7 or 30 miles a ship. So Pharaoh, free Emmanuel children now. Matterhorn, go and teach your children now. Bless up the dance. Burn out all corruption and crosses. Rastafari.
DJ Johnny Killer, live on Johnny Killer FM.
He's strong, yeah. He that sound boy has Santa front. If the youth them guns with the eyes, boy. Do you ever make a circle? Daddy read my art jungle before, not to mention Portmore. See how much sounds good more. Matterhorn pray for your son where you go die. Ooh. Selector wipe the tears from your eyes.
DJ Johnny Killer, live on Johnny Killer FM.
You live the life you love. Love the life you live. Every rhythm you want, but a rhyme will give. Ooh-wee. Greetings, but a rhyme bring. Rapture to wild ragamuffins. Left the bad rhythm. Greetings, but a
Mr. Dangerous,
rapture, yeah.
original dangerous. Danger, danger, dangerous. Matterhorn movements is dangerous. Yeah, he's so dangerous. Yeah, in God champion he puts his trust. Yeah, and when the sun comes shine and the rain comes fall, he's dangerous. Hey,
Someone should know. I'm a Matterhorn, you at the title. Said that we rule, and now we have the title.
what the Matterhorn? We are go kill us some boy, we are go kill us some boy. Only Matterhorn.
We not see no trouble, no trouble, no trouble, no trouble, no trouble. We not see no trouble, no. There's no trouble, no way. Don't run the trap, I'm gonna deal with that piece and deal with the straight up. That's not what that's what I say. Sailing, Matterhorn is just a sailing. Yeah, now. Right now we ready, somewhere hold on steady. Matterhorn a move at lightning speed. Take back seat and wait for we ready. Right now we tire, somewhere hold on steady. I watch the sound, them just dead in the dance song. Johnny Killer, big up yourself, man, say it. I hear me. It's all about Jonah Reed, same speech from the good breed who's all sing. The world needs, say it. Sha-la-la, la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Sing my heart. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Come and say so, no nonsense. I did selector with a behind it. Stand you, number one selector the word Matterhorn. Some no nonsense. I did selector with a behind it. Stand you, two-twing. Come kiss Matterhorn and them no fit and them no fit. Come kiss Matterhorn and them no fit. Fit.
Broken hearted sound boy. Once you were music's pride and joy.
This is Matterhorn passing through. Oh, we're all laughing at you, and we laugh at his impact crew. Yeah. I like the basketball. Johnny Killer, the old grave digger. I don't know. Sonia, girl. Miss Osborne said that. Hear this. This is not a toy. You little sound boy, it's not your time to play like hockey sound boy. Cause Matterhorn a play, cause we will butt you. Just you, little sound boy. We gonna put a lot of sound boys. Matterhorn a put a lot of sound boys.
Matterhorn arise, and all sound boys scatter. Let them scatter.
Right and kill some little jump on sound, cause I'm run off them face. Whoa! Yeah! Well, this is special dedicated to all you dancehall fans out there. I want you to know that Tony Matterhorn is international. No man them in the club, no put them in the club. You will let them not just have you over there. Go put your in the winter and the realistic comica. You just look at the nurse and the really precious. Joe morning, Tony Matterhorn around. All the massive never Joe morning, Tony Matterhorn in the town. Alright.
You know we don't sound boy. Hey sound boy, I put him Matterhorn, yes I run that
of selection. Matter of selection. Make so God it a different direction.
Johnny Killer, cha cha. Hey, and it's a matter feel. Hot, 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 hot. Fully loaded with music, yeah. Beware, Matterhorn West trouble. When it's some out of dub for bunda place down flat. Beware, jump and no give no shot around here. Yeah. Yes, it's a time to see. Some sound come wipe up themselves. We kill them easily. Enough talk up yourself. Matterhorn family. Free the youths of the self. Got hardcore music, good for your health. So don't never try to diss the pattern. I Johnny KILLAH govern up the nation.
Listen to the man called the Matterhorn and Johnny KILLAH. Big bad song from New York City. Love you, love it. Ooh, yeah.
DJ Johnny Killer, live on Johnny Killer
They
FM.
say the Matterhorn I call you, but you don't want to come. Some boy I beg you stop, you coming and come, yes. They say Matterhorn I call you, but you don't want to come. Some boy me beg you stop, you coming and come, say him just a call you. Hey Johnny KILLAH just a warn you.
Yeah. Illegal, illegal, sound boy, we no come here illegal. Hey, illegal, illegal. Real rumble jumble, whoa. No sound, them hear we sound and a tremble, whoa. Them think we are fumble to the Matterhorn. Inna this a rumble jumble clash. Said enough sound boy, I get good cough. Inna this a rumble jumble clash.
Matterhorn straight, too far from without. I say shut and I'm straight, too far from without. Tony Matterhorn straight, too far from without. I say shut and I'm straight, too far from without. Yeah.
Oh, I lift up my hands to Matterhorn, cause he make me strong. Matterhorn, you put food on my table, yes, and in my heart a song. Matterhorn, we love you. What's so. The name? Matterhorn, we need you so to kill us out. Hallelujah. What's the name? What's the name of the sound? Tony Matterhorn, the mental sound. Don't you know a Tony Matterhorn sound is coming after long tonight? Don't you know the mental sound is running after long tonight? I say all night long, Tony works so hard until the sun comes up around.
Love to the youths. I Lord, whoa yeah. I hear Matterhorn play some dumplings, yeah. Say it all seemed like yesterday. Some boy ran away, some boy tried to test Matterhon boy.
I don't know me long maga cranky mal boy, me tell us I told Matterhon the champion. Zoogie zoongie zoongie zoogie zoom zoogie zoom zoom. Lord of His mercy, Tony Matterhon a big bad selector, no selector them can't test him. Cause if them ever test the Matterhon, you know them a go dead and buried. He will kill a selector.
No pity,
Them
far jump on. Tony Matterhon got no mercy, no pity, no, there will be no more mercy. Matterhon is merciless. Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy. Tell them Matterhon, Lord of mercy. Give me someone, oh gosh. Bad boy a fire in 16, policeman a fire in 47, but
a kill sound.
That one you go say yo.
Boy, fire in 16. Policeman a fighting until him a do wrong. Him a kill sound, boy.
That one you go say yo. Clear your conscience, stretch up your hands them. Out of fire, you know the blue clocks cans them. Clear your conscience, stretch up your hands them. Yeah, man, I say for bless Ethiopia and my sister call them serious in marijuana. You don't know sister call them Jamaica is a fire. So let me know that. Yo. Them and them jump on system. Them really have to go leave out of town. Yo, all them end up all the victim. Tony marijuana now play around. Yo, me a yellow for a Selassie. I have to come sit on the show. Yo, man a real vegetarian. We don't yum no flesh and we don't yum no bone. Yo, we carry good ways, true grace. But you pass I and get marijuana carry good ways.
Oh no, 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 talking about you, I'm never gonna keep ya up. Oh no, talking about you, I'm never gonna keep ya up. No matter what they do, never gonna give ya up. No matter what a sound boy play, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh.